Hello and welcome back to Loren the Amazon Princess, everyone! We just got through chapter 1, so chapter 2 is just starting. We got 1000 XP from finding Karen, Amazon Queen or Loren's mother. Now we can level up everyone! Let's do it. Strength, no skill points. Skill and some will. Ooh, she does have... This increases stamina points. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I don't know. What do we want here? Maybe one more of these. I don't know. Sure, auto sign skill. I don't really care. Apparently, you gave me that. No, wait. What skill? Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. My BFF Draco! Okay, dude. You need... I don't think you need more spell points. You need to have some of these other ones. I'm gonna go with Blizzard for you. Why, Dora? Oh, so for quests, everyone gets, I guess. Auto sign skill. Okay, cool. Mr. Gandalf. I don't know. Auto sign your skill. Okay, cool. Mr. Dwarf. So sure, auto sign your skill, I don't really care. Here too, sure, fine. And Karen. I don't know why you knew that, but okay. Yeah, why not? Auto assign. Cool. Here we go. Loren and Eleanor led the party out of the swamps and towards the nearest town. They needed clean beds and hot baths, and couldn't be more eager to have either. Before they had trekked far... I like how trekked is actually spelled with 2 Ks. It must be like the only word in English that has 2 Ks. A bright light flashed in front of them, or like, after each other, and a person appeared. Where are you guys going? The shapeshifter. Why have you followed us? Sorry we did not inform you, but I have my mother in no need of your services. I already know that. You knew that we had found Queen Karen? Yes. Ugh. Okay, so I knew there was a woman and a man taken hostage by the lizard men. I just assumed that was who you were looking for. I'm glad at least one of them is alive. Karen stepped forward, but Eleanor held her back. Was I supposed to go rescue you? I didn't know you, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything all by myself. You don't survive in the swamps by sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Why didn't you just say that you knew where my mother was there? You sent us on a hunt for ingredients. This conversation is about as lame as telling you outright that I was, trying to help. Ugh, just saying the words makes me shudder. Hope you're happy. Your methods are unorthodox, but you did leave my daughter to me. Thank you. Karen turned away to look at the sky with an empty expression. Eleanor couldn't stand to see her queen so desolate, and thanking a person who only barely helped them. You're deceptive. Most dark witches are. Are we down to name-calling? Really? I don't just teleport for anyone, so shut up about whatever happened and listen to what I have to say. Shambara crossed her arms, but Loren gave her a warning look. You're about to walk into an Empire town and get shot on sight. Does that sound fun at all? Why would we be killed? I am the Archwizard of Grimoire. Maybe not you, but all of your friends. She only received blank stares in return. None of you know, do you? Out with it. The Empire and the Elves are at war. What? War? The entire party froze from hearing it. For so long, the two factions had been teetering on the edge of it, but both sides had worked hard to keep from shedding any blood. Eleanor first looked at her mistress. Loren paled, but she had been upset since the Chizulu temple, and she worried how much trauma one Amazon could take. And then Eleanor found the humans, a Polymeshu and a Mukiki. They were already staring her down like she was responsible for the war herself. Amakiki's eyes burned her, as if she deserved it. Eleanor clenched her teeth to keep from doing something she would regret. Bringing elves onto Empire soil and vice versa will only get you shot down dead. The Empire had declared war on the elves. Why? Groups of elves invaded human towns, and a regiment of soldiers attacked a forest city. Impossible! Our army would not have marched into the forest, as you say. If they did, it was to root out someone or something. Perhaps the Empire found proof of conspiracy in the elven town. Ugh, no. It was completely random, and worse, the attackers completely disappeared afterwards. It does not make sense. No casualty or prisoners? Something is wrong with this war. And I'm warning you before you go home and cry about it. Not everything is as it seems. Do you know anything more? Are you hiding your knowledge again to keep from directly helping us? Chambara sighed heavily. You're welcome. Have fun with your little war. The swamp should be much more peaceful now that you're preoccupied. Hold on. You could help us. Your magic could be very useful. Dark magic is never useful. Shapeshifter ignored the insult and started to turn away. I don't care. Witch hunts won't happen while this is going on, so I don't mind it. Bye. She flashed away suddenly, leaving only smoke in her place. They stood silently in the field for a moment. This is grave news. Her warning is, unfortunately, appreciated. Our elven party members would be killed and the rest jailed for interrogation. You cannot travel into town. Archwizard, Wizard, the council will need to hear from you. Yes, I was just thinking about that. I need to return to Grimoire immediately. Princess Loren, we must make a detour. I am returning to the Amazon Citadel. Polymesha was startled by her defiance, since he was used to having people obey his orders. This is a matter of great importance. You are in possession of the Ember Blade. Her Majesty has made no commitments to the Empire. Polymesha glared at Eleanor, his eyes revealing how deeply he hated the elves. I know what you want from me. With the Empire War, you wish to use me as you were going to use your gladiator. I was to be your weapon. Amakiki shuffled uncomfortably and held his head high. The sword is my responsibility, and I must take it back to Grimoire. That is all. It is my sword, mage. You said it yourself. You cannot wield it, but you may find me at the Citadel. Loren started walking away from the wizard and his warrior. Polymesha gripped his staff tightly and shouted after her. I have your word that you will be at the Citadel with the sword. You may seek an audience with Amazons like everyone else. The tall woman dwarfed Polymesha and his brow furrowed. You will see me again in due time. Amakiki, come. The gladiator locked eyes with Eleanor before turning away to follow the mage on a different route. Eleanor looked over her shoulder several times, watching the two leave. Loren changed course for the Citadel. As tired as she was, she needed to get her mother home, and quick. Along the way, they unfortunately met with a war even as they tried to avoid it. Swarms of elven scouts and Empire soldiers massed to battle, and were so enraged that Loren and the party were mistakenly caught up in the chaos. Eleanor fought hard to keep her mistress safe, while still keeping her own hide intact. You need to fight 3 times to get back to the Citadel. You can choose to travel near the Empire or the Elven borders. The type of enemy you'll encounter will be decided by this choice. If you fight in sequence, you won't be able to heal in between battles. You may camp to fully recover, but every time you camp, the next encounter's enemies will be more powerful, so be careful. Ooh. Let's camp directly. Eleanor stirred from her sleep. Her mouth had gone dry, and she woke in the middle of the night for water. When she got up, she saw Loren sitting on a fur pelt, looking at the stars. Ma'am? Loren looked over at her, but she was not startled. I'm guarding the campsite. You may rest. You haven't been to sleep yet? Loren looked back up at the stars with no response, which told Eleanor the answer. I will guard now, so you can sleep. She shook her head. Why not? I cannot. Worried about the war? How do you fall asleep at night? Eleanor blinked and looked around, not expecting such a question. It is not always an easy task, but if I distract my mind from my problems, I drift away soon enough. How can you get comfortable with that amount of fur? Do the insects not bite you? Don't you hear the creatures calling in the night, or feel the elements sting you? No lavender grows in these plains, so the air smells of filth. The people here are crude, disrespectful, and allowed to roam free like animals. I am woken unceremoniously by the sun, beasts, or my own hunger for a food that is not terrible. Every time I lay down, I keep awake in fear of unchecked bandits and demons. So I ask again, how is it that you can sleep at night? Eleanor smiled to herself. Why are you smiling? I believe you are homesick. Excuse me? You miss the Citadel. Loren faced away. I do not. If you were homesick, that would make sense. You spent your entire life restricted to its walls. It's the only way you know how to live, or how to sleep. Loren kept staring intently ahead of her, refusing to acknowledge Eleanor. Eleanor sighed and moved away from Loren and back to her bed. She stared at it briefly and then picked it up. Princess, you may have my fur, should you wish to sleep tonight. Loren finally looked back at her. Loren placed her fur pelt next to the one Loren was sitting on. No, wait, take it back. You need to sleep tonight so that you don't kill yourself tomorrow. I'll sleep. How? Take back your fur. Eleanor smirked again. I am homesick as well, Majesty. In the Citadel, I slept on nothing. Loren gawked at Eleanor as she laid on the ground and got comfortable. Loren had a hard time processing the idea of sleeping with no bedding. She continued to watch Eleanor until the elf closed her eyes, and only then did she believe it. She turned back to her own fur and felt the hair upon it with a forced stroke. 2 furs definitely felt better than just one, but she had to be sure. Loren laid her back down on the 2 furs and stared up at the stars. She was much more comfortable, but at the expense of Eleanor. But she was her servant. She was supposed to make sacrifices for her. Loren hung on the fact that Eleanor was a servant. Servants slept in the slave pen. They slept on the ground. The slave pen must not have had furs. Loren shoved her eyes closed. She tried very hard to never think about the slave pen once in her whole life. She never wanted to consider them, because she was afraid that if she did, she would feel as she did at that moment. Loren turned to her side and watched Eleanor sleeping. She watched her chest rise and fall with each slow breath, and how her hair fell over her eyes. She considered waking her just to give her the fur back, but her eyelids were too heavy as she fell asleep. Loren's infection increased! Oh my god! Yes! Okay, I want to talk to everyone. Loren was still quiet after her mother was found. Eleanor had anticipated that Loren would be happy, and that she might, against all odds, smile. Yet she was incredibly somber, almost as if the very sight of her mother depressed her. Eleanor approached her in hopes of comforting her. I have brought you food. Loren only barely raised her eyes to see the platter. I'm not hungry. Are you regretting finding your mother? Loren now gave Eleanor her full attention. How dare you say that? This is just my opinion, but you are not relieved at all that you have found her. Instead, you are acting like she is dead. Forgive my forwardness, but I don't understand. My mother's not dead, because I saved her. But who you found was not your mother. Is that how you feel? Loren's mouth dropped open. She was almost too offended to speak. I'm sorry, that was very presumptive of me. You do not know the relationship I have with my mother. This is perfectly normal. Our lives have returned to as they were before. Eleanor took a deep breath. Considering that the queen and princess relationship might actually be as tortured as it was now, there was no way that she could truly know. You're right. I should not have said anything. Loren shifted uncomfortably and turned away, too eager for her to leave. Eleanor had opened up one of the most difficult dialogues. I have noticed that you and the Amazons remain neutral about most affairs. Yes, and? I find it interesting. Even when it comes to dark magic, you have no strong thoughts upon it. Dark magic does not threaten the Amazons, and we are not afraid of it. Whatever morals or religions that cast certain magics out are not my concern. And the war between the Empire and the Elves? That also does not concern the Amazons. If I may ask, what then might the Amazons care about? Are you joking? Our own affairs. If something directly affects my people, then I will cast an eye towards it. So, You don't think the world at war affects you at all? People war with each other all the time. We will sit it through like we always have. But people are dying. You don't care at all? Are they Amazons? Someone must be like you in order for you to care about them? Including me? Loren's eyes widened and stared at her. That's not what I meant. Yes, ma'am. Eleanor didn't know why she felt the need to throw the last part in, but she was relieved that she didn't deny she could and would care about her. Why are Amazon princesses not allowed to leave the Citadel? For the very scenario that happened. If the queen is killed in battle, her kin can immediately take her place. Except my mother did not have such a noble demise. She simply disappeared, and they attempted to crown me. And you couldn't stand for it? Of course not. A strong Amazon can only die one of two ways. By someone's blade, or by their own. Eleanor's eyes went wide, though she had heard of a few ritual suicides in her lifetime. Be killed, or kill yourself? That is the way. I admit that I am not an Amazon, but that sounds terrible. It is honorable and masterful. We conquer death by meeting it like warriors. I suppose I understand. You should ask whatever deity you worship to be so lucky. We should break camp soon. There's much to do. Done. Ooh. No more talking to Loren. Okay, BFF. If you can cast all elements, why is Firestarter your surname? Oh, yeah, I gave that to myself. It's really not a family name. Why don't you use your real family name? I don't know it. Oh no. I'm sure there's a good reason. I'm sure there's not a good reason for that. No, you still win in the whose life was the worst contest. No use in me even competing. You can tell me. I didn't have a family name because I didn't have a family. Yeah, it's that simple. Not at all. You were orphaned? I think so. I don't have any memories of them. I just remember growing up in the academy. What academy? Oh, the Lothark Wizard Academy. Stupid place, so let's not talk about it. Alright. What about your given name? Draco. I gave that to myself too, kind of. So you had a name before you started calling yourself Draco? My name was stupid too. I don't want to talk about it either. Kind of? Oh, well, I did this cool trick back then where I'd swallow a fireball and shoot a stream of fire out my nose. Ouch! Didn't that hurt? A little. But all the kids thought it was cool. They called me a dragon, and it was awesome. You'd swallow fire to be popular? I burned out all my nose hairs too, so added bonus. What's this about you being a famous mage? Yeah, why haven't you heard of me? Sorry, but I didn't know much outside the Citadel. Right. That. Sorry. Anyway, I'm probably exaggerating it a bit as it is. I've been trying to make a name for myself, but I keep running into trouble. Trouble? Like what? Like not being able to get into cities or keep a job. Why can't you go... Oh. Is this about your mixed heritage? I try to minimize that, I really do. Everything else, though, it's only my fault. So you've been fired from several jobs because you messed up? More or less? No matter what happened in the past, you've a clean slate with us. It's more like you haven't learned to hate me yet. Well, some of you anyway. I'm never going to hate you, Draco. I think you're quite funny. Really? Really? I mean, really? Sorry, I'll shut up. Thanks. I'm presuming that if you choose to be the guy servant, you can romance, Mr. Draco. Nothing's new with me. Okay, Dora. I've been meaning to ask why we found you in Empire City, but not in a Dwarven city. Oh, well, because I like grimy grimoire. There's all kinds of cool stuff to see, do, and have. It's even got a coliseum. You know, I saw gladiators fight a couple times. For free, of course. It's an amazing city to make a living in. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Were you born there? Huh, no. Where then? I was born in a dwarven settlement, but I moved out and went along to Grimoire and stayed put. It's just that simple. Why'd you leave your hometown? Hey, look, okay? I didn't get kicked out of my village or anything. I left, that's it. Whoa, I believe you. I'm sorry for asking. This is obviously very personal to you. I don't mean to be snappy. I don't. I just don't like talking about this, okay? Alright, I'm sorry. Oh, hi again. Alright, so we have Ramos, and then we can talk to Karen for the first time. Hey, come here for a second. Ramos beckoned Eleanor to his side, looking around, checking if the coast was clear. Can I ask you something? Nothing personal, just wondering your opinion. Of course you can. I just want to ask what you thought of Dora. Dora? Why? Is something wrong with her? Wrong? Now why would you say that? That's what I'm asking you. No, I just want to know how you liked her. I think she's a fine person. A bit hyperactive at times, but she's a good archer. Ah, yeah. He's a thief though, ain't she? I think so, though she would never admit it. That's a rough life. I wonder what got her so low that she had to start stealing. What if she got caught? Blast, that would be downright terrible. The thought of her wasting away in some prison cell makes my bones sad. You seem to care a lot about her. Do I? Is it that obvious? Well, most would probably resent her for her thievery, but you were choosing concern instead. That says a lot. I couldn't hate her for something as small as that. Why? Why? Why not? I was just curious. You really do like her a lot. Does she feel the same about you? I don't know. Does she? Hey, I don't know why she'd like a guy like me. Do you think she does? Why don't you go ask her? What? Don't be daft. Go ask her? Psh, right, yeah. Like it's that easy? So bright this one. Brilliant. Just go ask. What are you mumbling? Rama sighed and adjusted his axe. What? I ain't saying nothing. Oh, hi again. No, seriously, dude, it's that simple. You are a merchant. What do you sell? Things? What kind of things? You know, stuff. Like... Alright. I used to trade basic goods, but dwarven mead was selling real good, so I started carrying around mostly mead. So I make a lot of trips selling mead, if you must know. I suppose you enjoy sampling it from time to time? So a dwarf can enjoy a little drink now and then? What's the world coming to? How did you get so good with fighting with an axe? What kind of question is that? Old dwarfs gotta get good fighting with something. I got me an axe. But you're really skilled with it. How did you find time to become an expert, if you were busy being a merchant? Oh, that's easy. Highwayman. Riding around with a cart full of goods attracts a lot of fighting buddies. At the end of my routes, I'm twice as strong. Oh my god, we can romance him, but he likes Dora! I mean, we can get his affection. Oh my gosh. I mean, I want to romance everyone, so whatever. You sure have really big muscles. Oh my god. Really, Eleanor? Really? Hey now, don't be looking at me with those eyes. I'm off limits, you hear? I'm sweet than someone else. I just don't got room for ya in my heart, that's all. Oh, I understand. I'm sorry. Yeah, go on now and stop bugging me. Yeah, you probably can't with him. Max is getting restless. Alright, Karen. My queen, how do you fare? Karen did not lift her eyes from the ground. I will live. She continued to stare deeply into the ground. Eleanor swallowed while searching for the right words. That is okay, your highness. You are allowed to live. Karen finally looked up and met eyes with the elf. Eleanor feared that she had said the wrong thing. May the great mothers judge me. Eleanor did not understand what this meant, but she hoped that her queen would find some solace in her ancestors' spirits. It was clear that her heart was in deep mourning, and she may not recover from it if she let it consume her. She decided to leave Karen in peace. Nope. May I ask about who the man you were traveling with was? Karen looked up, but she managed to speak. He was Rizum. He was my private servant and a close companion. You loved him, didn't you? Yes, I will admit it. I loved him. I loved the man, and dearly. Oh, yes. Love is a beautiful thing. You should cherish it wherever you find it. Karen said nothing in return. You did love him, didn't you? Finally, she looked up at Eleanor. Yes. Then you have nothing to apologize for. Eleanor reached out. Her fingertips grazed above Karen's heart. So basically... Never mind. Yeah. This is law. Eleanor shivered and suddenly realized that she was touching the queen inappropriately. Exactly. She withdrew immediately and shuffled back. I'm sorry. She bowed and left as her cheeks turned warm. But we have Karen's affection! Loren told me once that you were a very private person, even with her. Is that true? Private? She had to meditate on the accusation for a moment. Does she consider me a poor mother? No, sorry, that's not what she said at all. I can see what she means. I did not nurse or entertain her, nor confide in her with my personal problems. Those were mine to solve. Burdening others is a high offense. But sharing your problems with someone doesn't necessarily mean you burden them, so... yeah. Sometimes people want to take that burden away from you because they care. Refusing them could be an even higher offense. Karen reflected on what she had said. Loren has never acted like she was interested in my affairs. In any case, she has turned out to be a much stronger Amazon than I could have hoped for. She will make an excellent queen, and I wish her daughters to follow in her footsteps. How did you become queen of the Amazons? My esteemed mother was queen, and I was her chosen kin. So, you are a royal family that will continue for generations. If my blood remains strong and serves the Amazons, it will. But not all queens are chosen by blood. The mother before mine challenged the former queen to battle and won, thereby gaining the throne. So that is what you mean by remaining strong. Can anyone challenge the queen? Challenging the throne is not a small task, nor one to take lightly. If you do not win, you die. And even if you win, your battle must be an honor, meaning more than just a fair battle. Your fight must be just in cause. You cannot challenge the queen simply because you want the title. The mother before mine wished to displace the queen who was seen as weak. The people rejoiced when she was slain. I see. That is my blood. She gave birth to my mother, and now Loren will replace me. Our bloodline will remain strong. Loren does not deserve to be displaced simply because of my weakness. Please, I need to be alone right now. Alright, so we talked to everyone. So basically this episode was just full of talking to people. But, no, actually we did, yeah. But anyways, we talked a lot to people and got to know them better. So yeah, that's it for today. We're gonna continue later, obviously. And then we're going to choose which route to take back to the Citadel, through the humans or through the elves. I don't know, really. I kind of want to go through the humans because we've fought them before, but we also never have fought the elves, so maybe that's interesting. I don't really know if it matters, but you know. But we have elves with us, so I don't know. Maybe we should take I don't know. Anyways, we'll decide next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying Loren the Amazon Princess, and I will see you all later.